Okay, I don't feel like showing my face because I look kind of crappy, but I did a tarot, or not a tarot, this is an oracle card video, and it was about like how to handle issues, and I'm not super good at reading oracle cards, but I did think I saw a theme in each pile. So if it doesn't resonate, then I'm sorry. And thank you. Okay, let's start. Pick 1, 2, or 3. So this is pile 1. I pulled this for myself as the question I asked was, how do I fix my issue? I know what my issue is, or how do I heal my issue? But these are the cards I pulled, and I'm not very good at reading oracle cards, but I read the meanings in the book, and yeah, so maybe this will make sense. But okay, so the first card was the never-ending story, and it was upright. And then the second card I got was fork in the road, upright. And I just really like these cards because I like the pictures on them. Then the third one was imagine, but that one was, when I pulled it the first time, it was reversed. And then the fourth card I pulled was upright, and it was between worlds. And this is from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So basically, if you picked the first pile, when I was reading the meanings of the cards in the book, basically it was mostly talking about like the theme, I think, is just controlling how you think about things so you can make good decisions. So basically, I'm making a video, get out. Okay, so the never-ending story, it's like when you tell yourself negative stories or negative thoughts or have negative beliefs that you just keep telling yourself, and it just keeps repeating over and over again. See, look, this little fairy has her hands on her head and she looks kind of stressed out, and then she's sitting on a hourglass, and there's like a heart in there. But I mean, to me that looks kind of not fun. But basically, this card just says, don't give a lot of power to your negative thoughts and beliefs. Don't over dramatize the things you think in your head. take time out to question all your negative thinking and like ask yourself, is it really true? So like, think about times when whatever you're thinking about yourself or others wasn't true. Because maybe you're thinking that you're not good enough or something like that. And you can just think about times when you succeeded at stuff you didn't think you were going to succeed at or whatever. But there's ways to like question your negative thinking and like not believe it as much, and just try not to repeat negative thoughts or stories in your head. You don't know the future. I mean, it's possible that things could be different than you think they are. And there's probably lots of times when you were thinking the worst thing was going to happen, but it didn't happen. Or times when you thought, the best thing was going to happen and that didn't happen. Usually things aren't exactly the way they seem. But anyway, the fork in the road card is about needing to make a choice. So maybe you're having a hard time making a choice because you keep on replaying negative thoughts in your head about, if I do this, then this bad thing's going to happen. Or if I don't do this, this bad thing will happen. Or, maybe you're just fighting in your head about it. But this card says that if you can get clear about what you're willing to do or invest or give, and if you can get clear about what you actually want, then no matter what choice you make, as long as it's truly what you want and it's not influenced by, wrong thinking, and it's truly like what you want, then even though there might be consequences, it's still going to be the best choice. And then imagine backwards is another like thinking card. Like if you have, it's like, don't over dramatize the worst case scenarios of things. Don't like scare yourself and think the worst, because it's not accurate. Try to be realistic. Usually things aren't gonna turn out as bad as you imagine. They're probably not gonna turn out as best you can imagine either. Usually reality is like somewhere in the middle. So try to be more realistic about your thoughts, and then you'll be able to overcome any obstacles that you have more effectively, because you won't be like super negative or super positive. You'll be more like realistic. And then between worlds is like, so maybe you're in the middle of making a choice and you're like halfway at the door, but you're still kind of there. And then this card is just like, just go with the flow. So like, if if you haven't completely made a choice yet, just go with the flow and be really curious and explore and learn as much as you can about yourself. And let go of all your assumptions, like your negative thinking and all that, and just let it go and learn as much as you can about what you really want, and then eventually you'll be able to make I don't know, you won't stay here. Eventually you'll get out of this, but when you're in between worlds, you're just like transitioning. And instead of worrying about how things are going to turn out, you should just try to observe and learn and go with the flow. So you might make a decision and then you're not really sure if that's the right decision. But if you go with the flow, I mean, at least you'll be learning something. So that's for pile 1. So this is for pile 2. And the question was how to deal with an issue or problem, or how to heal some kind of issue. And so I originally shuffled the cards and then picked out the cards to answer the question for myself, and then I put the cards back and I shuffled them again, and I thought of a different person that might have different issues, and I shuffled for that person. And so the cards that they got, first off was well, not flexible, that was the last card they got, but it was backwards. And then the second to the last card they got was a leg up. I just think the pictures are cool. But that was upright. The last one was reversed. That's flexible. And then the second card was yin, upright. And the first card they got was building blocks. And that was in reverse. So yeah, and I had to read in the book for the meanings. And then basically, based on what I read, I wrote some notes. So anyway, whatever issue pile 2 has, it seems to like mostly focus on being able to work with others to get the help you need. So the first card, just the building blocks card, I don't know, that one talks about needing to address the cracks in the foundation of your life and be honest about what you need to let go of and what doesn't work and what doesn't match your values or your life anymore, and get rid of what doesn't match you, so you can actually build the life you want. So the first card's just about admitting things about your life that you're not really happy with, so you can figure out what you need to change. And then the rest of the cards are more about how to go about changing it when you figure out what you want to change. So, yin. That card talks about not trying to be in control, basically. So, these cards right here, all three of these cards make me think of somebody who is maybe used to doing things their own way and being in control. But with yin, it says you should stand back and observe more and decide what you want more in a general sense than a specific sense. So just decide what's important to you in a general sense so it can come about. But when you're in yin, you don't want to be hung up on things happening in a specific or a certain way. And you also want to welcome people to help you. You know? So you have to kind of let go of some control and just stand back and allow people to help you. And don't be too controlling about how things are supposed to come to you or how things are supposed to work out. But do have a general sense of what's important and what you need and what you want. And then the leg up card is, it's just another card. It's basically saying you need to be vulnerable so you can build your life more the way you want it to be. But you need to be vulnerable and let people know what your needs are and ask for help and delegate authority and responsibility to other people so they can help you. And you can be free to focus more on figuring out what you want and just enjoying your life pretty much. You can't be controlling everything and always be the boss or whatever. You need to let other people help you. And then this card, flexible reversed. It's just talking about try not to be really rigid and set in your ways and and really stubborn about how things are supposed to get done, because that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you build the life you want. So you gotta be more open-minded, more open to other people's help and suggestions, and try to make it a win-win situation for everybody. So yeah. So that's what I got for pile 2. Basically, evaluate what you want and what you need to keep in your life, but when you're trying to fix your life, don't be afraid to ask for help, but also be flexible and open-minded, and don't be controlling about how the help comes or whatever. Just try to be cool. Okay, that's what I got for pile 2. So this is for pile number 3, and the question was how to handle an issue or how to heal from an issue. So for this pile, I thought of somebody else that I know. First pile was I was thinking about myself, so maybe there's people that are like me that pile resonates with. The second pile I was thinking about a guy I know, and maybe some people will resonate with that pile. And this third pile I'm thinking about somebody, a different person. So and I did shuffle the cards and pick out each pile individually, but I had to look in the book to read all the meanings, and then I took notes because I'm just not really sure. I don't remember all the meanings of the cards and everything, so so for pile 3, the first card I got was Between Worlds. And I also got that on the first pile, but this time it's reversed. So Between Worlds, it was reversed. And then the second card I got was Chop Wood. That one was also in reverse. The third card I got was Chaos and Conflict. That one was also in reverse. And then the fourth card was Time for a Nap. But that one was upright, so anyway, it looks like this. So basically, for what I got in my notes, the theme of this pile is kind of similar a little bit to the second pile. The second pile was kind of about like letting other people help you and letting go of control of things. But the third pile is a little bit different. It does want you or whoever to like let go of expectations. So like you might have some kind of issue and you want your expectations to get met, but this card reversed just kind of says it's better to just go with the flow at this time and just remember there's no guarantees. But you know, even if things don't work out exactly as you'd like them to or expect them to, it doesn't mean that they're not going to turn out good. It just means that, you know, your needs and things can be met in a lot of different ways. So, you know, be loose about your expectations. so you'll get some kind of satisfaction out of the situation. But don't be like stuck on things happening exactly as you want them to. And then for chopped wood reverse, this talks about like, you know, you might have a lot of dreams and stuff, but don't just talk about them or dream about them. Make them happen. But don't let your expectations of things stop you from taking action. So, you know, maybe you have a goal and you think it's gonna turn out a certain way, and maybe find out that it's not gonna turn out exactly as you want it to. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take action. You know, because if you work on something, that's progress, and as long as you're making progress, you know, you can learn what works and what doesn't work, and what you can be satisfied with, and maybe you can be satisfied with something that's less than you envisioned or expected. But yeah, so then and then chaos and conflict reversed. So maybe you have chaos in your life and conflict, and you know, try to look at it positively. Try to look at it as a chance and a reason to reorganize your life and to be able to negotiate or change things for the better, for the way you want them, more the way you want them to be. As long as your intentions are good and you want the best solution for the highest good of everyone involved, this card just means that you can figure out a way to improve the situation. And then time for a nap upright. It's basically, I think this card should have came first, but it's basically saying don't make plans right now. Just go with the flow and let things come about naturally. Don't force anything. And be patient, because you need to rest and meditate and just chill and dream, you know. And look, again, this one says let go of your expectations and attachments. But if you let go of your expectations and attachments and just dream and relax, that's when you can get epiphanies. So you can understand what changes you need to make and how to improve things and all that. So I think this card should have came first, but basically yeah, once you get your time to chill, and like chaos teaches you like what kind of things you might want to change or improve on, and you know, take time out to meditate or whatever, so you can come up with like, but you know, at the same time, don't have expectations of how things are gonna go or how they're supposed to be. And that's when y'all come up with the best solution basically, I think the main thing is just let go of your expectations of how things are supposed to turn out. But when you do get your epiphany or whatever, definitely take action. Don't just think about things, actually do something. So that's pile 3.